There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colon. Dr. Colon and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon.
Oh my gosh, welcome back to the show, Dina, my favorite essay coach.
Hi, love being your favorite.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. I love on these episodes where we dive in, and I think it's really helpful for the person listening or watching when we show the essays, but really to understand, I think, from how an essay can go from just a concept or what I would call like teenage speak in their first draft to really pretty much magic. What I mean, would you agree? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that, the theory is there's no such thing as good writing. There's just good rewriting. And to make a kid understand that getting your thoughts onto paper is not, that doesn't make you done, is really, that's an important step. And if you don't get to that point where getting your thoughts on paper is done, and then, I always say to everyone I'm working with, if you can do the crappy draft, it's much easier to edit than to create. So if you do something that's just crappy, then from here on out, you're editing. So it's much easier when you look at it that way.
Yeah. In this episode, we're going to do the spearfishing essay.
Okay.
And the spearfishing essay, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but this was one of our St. John Bosco essay camps. So early days, I want to say maybe 2018. And this is before we had the JIA template. And which, if you're listening, we'll explain that in a second. But it was this student who was having trouble going from this like day one, day two, to like really making a big leap. And I just sat with them and sort of wrote out, okay, I think this is what we got to do. And I think it was from there that I came up with the JIA template. So there you go. So we're going to just dive right in. So today is all about looking at an early draft from a student and then looking at the final draft. And Dina is the best at dissecting this because she's so uber smart. She's way smarter than I am. So you guys. All right, here we go. So I know you know the final essay. And so here we're looking at, this was day one. This is probably not day one. This is probably day two, maybe draft two. But in this, I wanted to make clear here. I guess it might have been day one. Anyway, so just take a little peek here. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, I'm going to read you the first couple of sentences. I think that spearfishing has taught me how to be resourceful, patient, and relaxed. About 3 years ago, I went on my first free diving trip off the coast of Catalina Island. The day we arrived, my dad and I hopped off the boat and started our new adventure to a beach known as Twin Harbors. By the time we were done eating and renting some dive gear, the sun was beginning to set. We walked around for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm already bored. Okay. It goes on, you guys. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see where this is really my real life highlights after day one as his coach, what I highlighted. So Dina, just kind of break down for you, obviously being a veteran essay coach, what catches your attention and not from this first draft?
Well, the thing that I like about the idea of the essay is it's about spearfishing. So instantly I want to know more about this kid because spearfishing is something that is not very 21st century and it requires a lot of patience and willingness to sit in the in the abyss, in the void. And there's a lot of delayed gratification, which you don't see a lot of that these days. So there's that. So that's what sticks out to me about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I would I 1000% agree. And here what he's trying to do, you guys, in this very first sentence, if you didn't catch it, most teenagers will attempt to write this essay like an English paper and give a topic sentence or a thesis statement, something like that. And that's exactly what he does in this very first sentence, and says it taught me how to be resourceful, patient, and relaxed. So the patience is what Dina is picking up on, because it is a little bit of a delayed gratification. Okay, go ahead. Anything else?
Well, I like the idea, you highlighted the GoPro camera, and I like that idea because I'm thinking the idea of like, I'm going to have the POV of the spearfish, of the spear gun itself. If I were to watch what he captured, I'm going to be like, I'm getting the fish myself. However, when he goes into this essay, maybe I'm jumping ahead, but the way he writes this first draft is very much of like a TikTok. And I don't mean a TikTok, the app. I mean a TikTok, the news reporting kind of TikTok. And then I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this, and then, and it takes away from what sparked me, and clearly you, when you first read it, was like spearfishing and like this GoPro thing, like what's he up against, right? The GoPro is going to tell you what he was up against.
Yeah.
And the way he gets his thoughts onto paper, it kind of takes, it kind of dilutes all that in this first draft.
Yeah. The good stuff is kind of buried
Yeah.
somewhere in all of the other context. And we often talk in essay camp class that you're gonna write the way you speak. And if you've ever been with my ex-husband I used to just go crazy when I'd be telling him a story at the end of the day, and he would do this like waving of like, come on, get to the point.
Let's bring it home.
Like I was like, I just want someone to, but it is that kind of thing in essay writing, college essay writing. You want to get to the point quicker. Okay, so here is the final draft. Now, please note, you see here, again, if you're watching on YouTube, this was after 6 drafts, you guys. So in essay camp is 5 days. So you're at least doing 1 draft per day. And then usually it's Thursday that even in class, you're doing a couple of drafts before you get to Friday. So I'll just read the first, or Dina, you go ahead and read the first paragraph there.
Sure. In my right hand was a pole spear, a long fiberglass rod with a sturdy elastic band attached at the end for launching, and an interchangeable spear tips on the top. In my left were lengthy fins I had rented from the dive shop. These would soon help me swim underneath kelp forest while conserving energy at the same time, which I was going to need, sorry. I stood up, put on my mask and snorkel, and slowly made my way into the cold waters of Catalina Island.
Oh, okay. Much better intro, right? So what captures your attention right away, Dina?
Well, I feel like, honestly, just the way he's describing, starting this journey, it is, as I said earlier, when I saw the GoPro, I thought, I'm going to have the experience of the GoPro in this essay. That's what I want. And he gives me that. Yeah. Like, I can feel myself physically. I can feel myself I can see the rod. I know what flippers look like. And I could feel, being in icy cold water in Catalina. Like, I've been to Catalina, I can feel the icy cold water, and I know I know the kelp. And so I get a real visceral sense of place already, which I didn't get before.
So if you guys can see at the very top, it says final draft after 6 drafts. And then those are the 3 words. Remember, I told you that he tried to do this like topic sentence, resourceful, patient, and relaxed. And so what we did was we tried to say, okay, where are you going to show me, not tell me, but show me those words? Where are you going to give anecdotal, real life scenes of what resourcefulness looks like, what patience looks like, and what relax? And I think actually we ended up changing the last word in the end, but that's what you see here. And it's kind of highlighted in those colors. So Dina, why is that important, show versus tell?
Well, because it's very easy to say, I'm resourceful, and I want, my response to that is prove it to me. Like, what does it look like to be resourceful in this context? in the context of this essay, resourceful looks like something. Relax, which, I think relax is like a teenager word, right? And it doesn't evoke much, but what he reveals here is not relaxed, but he doesn't panic. He's grace under pressure, right?
Yeah.
When you've got highlighting green, when he goes into under the water, he feels the pressure change, and instead of panicking, which people do, and that's how they drown, he instantly did the thing that he knew he needed to. He did not panic. So what does it look like to not panic when you're underwater? It looks like this. And it's important for the writer, the student, to understand that the qualities that you're trying to reveal in your essay are going to look different in each situation that you're writing about, which is to say, if you're writing about spearfishing, resourceful is going to look one way. If you're writing about baking bread, resourceful is going to look like something else. Yeah. And so 10 kids could write essays about being resourceful, and they're going to be 10 different essays because it's 10 different situations.
Yes. Yes. And I feel like this example lends itself to that lesson that, I think it's day 2 in essay camp that we talk about the Instagram lesson. What are the words? Like, how would you describe yourself? And that's what you're trying to reveal in an essay. And words like perseverance and grit and hard work or dedication, those are pretty general words. I mean, pretty common words that teenagers are using to describe themselves. But what makes it different is what scene or scenario or window into your life do you use to describe that? And so spearfishing, this at the time, this was the first time I had ever seen an essay about spearfishing. I think since then I've seen one other, but it's a very uncommon topic. So yeah, any last thoughts just on that?
Yes, I think what you just said is very important. It's that they're all the adjectives that teenagers use to describe themselves. They all know that there are things that they want the reader to know about them that's going to set them apart from the other applicants in the applicant pool. So I actually dare say it's the way in which you describe yourself that is going to make those qualities pop off the page. It's the way you choose to describe it, and it has to do with the situation. So as I said, every student wants their applicant reader to believe that they're resourceful and that they're smart. So everyone's going to write the same type of stuff, but the adeptness with which you just show them, here's proof that I'm resourceful. I've been resourceful here, and I'm going to be resourceful on your campus. That's what sets them apart. So it's not the spearfishing, it's not the resourcefulness. It's actually, how sophisticated you can be in describing what makes you unique and what makes you, a story of, a category of one.
Yeah. Oh, love it. Okay. Well, that's a big hot tip for today, you guys. Just keep tuning in each week because Dina's going to be with me for several weeks in a row, breaking these down as we get closer and closer to essay camp. So let me just do the outro and then we'll say goodbye. Hang on one second. Okay. So here's the truth. Every student has a great story to tell. The problem is students do not understand that the college essay is not written in the style of an English or a research paper. Once we realize this, that the students needed to reframe how they write the essay, then my then business partner and I founded the College Essay Bootcamp. So it's designed to give students a step-by-step formula on how to take their idea and write essays in just 5 days. The summer course is open to all rising juniors and seniors. So it's available on the website now. You can see the dates for this summer, and we hope to see you as you are rising juniors or rising seniors especially. Okay, be sure to share this episode with 3 friends. And until next week, see you same time, same place. Until then, have a happy and sunny day. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening this week to Destination University. Be sure to join Dr. Cynthia Colon again and get one step closer to your success.